Uh, the other thing around AI is an industry like recipe, right? Let's say I'm talking about chicken biryani Andhra side recipe. Would you trust an AI for the recipe and will you make that?
Maybe, may not be, to be very honest at the moment.
Because we are talking about authenticity here, like, proper chicken biryani from Andhra. How an AI knows that, that is from there? But the way you would likely.
There's a lot of training that is done. Right? There will be some kind of a backbone to support it.
See, training is done on biryani. Training is not very much done on the Andhra side specific chicken biryani. You want a person likely to be there who shows his face and likely tells you that this is my story and this is how I make chicken biryani, right? So at this point of time, in certain contexts, what you see is people trust people's content more than the AI generated content. And it's not just because of content, it's also because of the authenticity. I want to enjoy Andhra side, so I would really enjoy if I see an Andhra side person who is actually cooking that or likely talking Telugu, which you understand or you don't, but you will have that feeling, and that is why you go to authentic restaurants, right? So you have to see that where you should use AI or where you shouldn't. So today, we don't use AI much in SEO content generation, but if you talk about newsletter, which is sent on email, or you talk about a PDF which is generated, we can use AI there because SEO has nothing to do with that. In terms of SEO, we use for microdata generation, which is a schema, or you talk about description generation, which is on the Google snippet, or you talk about other factors which doesn't affect the original content. We still like to write the content by our own hands. We can get some overview, we can get some bullet point from that, we can get some table from that. But when you talk about original content, we still like to write by our own because we have learned enough by AI content. We have lost a lot of websites around it.
I have to add one thing.
Sure.
Like when ma'am asked AI generated videos and then the in-person videos. For example, in our context, if you go to see, okay, we make podcast, okay, and then if AI generated, I can ask ChatGPT to have a conversation of me and Kunal Shah sitting, okay, and the AI generated images and animation videos, I can create a podcast in 10 minutes, okay. Will you watch a video of animated and the scripted Kunal Shah and my conversation, or you like to watch in person I taking a podcast with Kunal Shah?
See, that depends. Because see, I might not be every time in the mood of watching something real. Now he's talking about, let's say, biryani as a very good example. Let's say on YouTube today we have a lot of people who have shot their original videos serving, let's say, Hyderabadi biryani. Let's take for one simple context. And if I'm a new YouTuber who wants to create the same recipe using an AI, I can do that. Nobody's going to stop me. But eventually, how it makes a difference to you, like if my ranking has to be there or somebody who is with the original content has to be there, how you are going to leverage that?
Your question is that if someone is ranking with AI and
Exactly, because see, it's not my original recipe. I copied it, I used technology, integrated, and just posted.
that Google will take care of. We don't have to worry about it. Google will go deep around that what words you are using. They will do they will do all the connection, because if you are a North Indian and you are claiming that you are cooking Andhra biryani, you likely do not know that chicken mukkulu is chicken piece, right? That mukkulu will get converted into Telugu, and that will make a contextual relationship here that this person actually talks this. Also, their accent is different. So when you talk on a video, they will basically filter it out. They will annotate it and they will find it out that, okay, this person is actually not like this person is like this. Maybe initially you can get views, but the thing here is the reason why you go to Andhra restaurant, because you want to enjoy Andhra. You don't want AI Andhra. Because
Are you trying to say demographics play a vital role here?
yes, AI Andhra.
AI Andhra is another word.
Yeah.
AI Andhra.
Sure, I will take the credit. Sure. Okay, let's take it forward. Yeah. Right. So, sure. So as we discussed about it, it's not any traffic, it's targeted traffic for specific keyword. It's right website where you are sending that traffic, and then the most important part is the end sales, which either might be B2B or B2C, right? So what's the process? Well, this is what the typical process looks like. That even before you go about SEO, find out that is your customer on Google? Are they searching for it? Or you are just thinking that, hey, maybe they are searching, and then you are going big on that and wasted all the money on content curation. Because a lot of new products often require social media. And when I talk about new products, I'm not talking about the generic things like CRM. CRM has been in existence for almost 20 years or more, right? So CRM is known to everyone. But if you talk about, like, let's say maybe Tulsi water bottle, right? Tulsi water bottle will have lower search volume because people do not consume it regularly. So in this case, you may need to take the social media strategy and then you need to market that, right? So very first thing is do the audience research. Then you should do the keyword research. Yes, they are on Google now. Which keywords they are searching for? Divide your keyword into layer 1, layer 2, and layer 3. And then go and do the resource analysis. How much money do you have? How much content you can put in the place? What part of the whole process you can give to AI? What part of the process is mandatory to have person, right? And this way you can do a lot of cost optimization. For example, as I was talking about content you can't give to AI and get it written because there are issues with that. Of course, you can get the other things like newsletter and all these things, but when you talk about search, you define that these many number of people and writers I would require, this much of authenticity I would require, and all the relationship which is focused to your business. After you do resource analysis, then you do the tech planning. To execute this, do I need to go a custom website or a WordPress website is fine, or a Shopify website is fine? Because often this new entrepreneurs, they come and what they say, we want React. React.js is a technology which is very hot in the tech industry, and they want React.js. What eventually happens that to build 3 pages, they take 3 months and still that is not responsive. It's one of the worst way, in fact, to waste your time as well as money, right? So what you do is you take the existing CMS, something like WordPress, Joomla, Drupal. You have many open source available. If you want to go on SaaS, you can go for Shopify and others, and then you can choose something like that. So tech is done, website is done. In tech, I'm talking about the website as well as the blog. Once that is done, then you go on content planning. That yes, my website is done, my blog is done, the tech is ready.